Now, are you using your phone like this? How about this? Or you have been doing this? Well, did you know that doing this can kill your battery's lifespan, right? Well, you can just chill for the next 4 years, because what if I told you that this Vivo V40 Lite will solve all of your battery issues and more? So let's test this super affordable phone and find out if it's true. Now let's kick things off with what comes inside of the box. Other than the phone itself, it comes with a clear TPU case, a user manual and a warranty guide, a massive 80-watt FlashCharge brick. Yep, it's included, and a USB-A to USB-C cable. So that's quite a lot for a phone within this price range. Alright, now let's talk design. So I've been using this titanium silver variant, but it also comes in dreamy violet and dynamic black. Now Vivo calls this the diamond starry texture, and honestly, it is one of the most stunning finishes that I've seen for a smartphone within this price point. It has this gorgeous metallic sheen that screams flagship, and if I didn't tell you the price, you would probably think that it's worth double. Now the sides are metallic with a high gloss frame, which looks premium, but it does attract fingerprints, but luckily you can just wipe it off easily. Plus, with the TPU case, it does help to keep it clean and protected without really compromising on this amazing design. Now the phone is also super slim and quite lightweight, making it very comfortable to hold for extended periods, especially for gaming, and yes, I will be doing a gaming test later. Now it is also IP64 dust and water resistant rated, and with Vivo's wet hand touch technology, this phone stays responsive even with wet hands. A feature that is usually unheard of within this price range, so yes, if you are texting while you are washing dishes, this phone works very well. Do you do that? Well, I do. But Vivo has also mentioned that this phone has some fantastic reliability features like over 32,000 drop tests, which I don't plan on doing such drop tests like how the Honor X9C's marketing gambits are based on. However, there's more user-centric durability tests like the volume button press test and USB port tests were done that did make the phone last for a really long time. Now, for a light phone, Vivo didn't skimp on the display. This 6.67-inch AMOLED display features a 120Hz refresh rate and peaks at 1200 nits of brightness, making it perfect for a brighter environment like here in the studio, especially for outdoor use as well. Now, the screen-to-body ratio is also excellent, so it is indeed a great phone to watch videos on. And speaking of videos, what's extra lovely is that the playback on Netflix is at widewine L1 at full HD playback resolution. Now, side note, the speakers on this do get really loud too, because there's an audio booster toggle in the sound and the vibration settings where it does some software magic to boost the sound to 300%. But keep in mind that this is for sheer volume, but if you want a clearer and more audible sound, consider keeping it to about 80%. Now, as for the phone's camera, it comes with a 50 megapixel main lens and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide lens. Now, Vivo calls this camera design the cushion-cut diamond camera due to the camera's unique array design. And yes, the AI Aura Light, which has been present on the Vivo V40 flagships, is also here as well. And speaking of which, do check out my review of the Vivo V40 over here if you haven't seen that. Then the front camera is a 32 megapixel lens. So based on my camera test, the ultra-wide lenses look really great as seen in these two images. The main lenses also obviously did a very good job, where I can zoom digitally to 2 times and a max zoom of 10 times, which is something that I don't recommend using. Now the selfie photos were really amazing on this phone. The skin tones were really on point for regular selfies, and the portrait selfies were not only as consistent, but the subject to background blur was flagship level. Now, speaking of the selfie photos, thanks to the AI Aura Light, compared to many phones or even more expensive phones, this produces some really nice soft light, which is perfect for taking selfies using the rear cameras. Therefore, you can take great selfies in the dark too, just like their flagship phones. And I also find this to work very well for more extreme dark situations too, as seen in this comparison shots, where you can see the details and the overall lighting of the bowl of fruits, which was way much better with the AI Aura Light turned on. But what really got me excited was the AI eraser and the AI photo enhancement capabilities. Now, as the name suggests, AI eraser removes objects or people within the picture you have taken, and yes, this works very well as seen in these images. Then the AI photo enhancement helps to recover either an old photo or some blurred out printed photos as well. So yes, there's some real magic done on this phone, because ultimately a phone is as good as the phone's software, which brings me to the next topic. But just before that, how is the phone when it comes to a vlogging situation? Well, here it is. Alright, so this is a video quality test using the front camera. You can record up to a maximum of 1080p, 30 fps. That is to be expected. The image stabilization for the front camera is not as stable as the rear camera, but of course this is an audio test, so test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. But my biggest recommendation for smartphones like this, which comes with a very good price factor, is just to use the rear cameras, because even though it records up to 1080p, but the image stabilization is good, the overall dynamic range is good. So yeah, as long as you practice using the phone's rear cameras within this price range, I think it's pretty decent for you to use, whether or not you're using this as your main device or even your secondary phone. Now, as for the phone software, it comes with FunTouch OS 14 based on Android 14. Now, the phone has been tested to last up to 4 years thanks to the extended RAM, which means that you can run more software at the same time. Then the RAM saver feature compresses bigger software loading burden to extend the system's lifespan. But with the app retainer, it allows background software to be awakened at any time when you go back and forth within the app, which means that you can switch between them seamlessly. So yes, during my 1 week of using this phone, I had no issues with using the phone daily, and the responsiveness was really great, and it is indeed a software that works very well without any glitches or any issues at all. Now, speaking of not having issues, I'm sure you won't have an issue for you to like this video, right? Well, if you don't think that there's an issue, do consider giving this video a nice big thumbs up. And if you're enjoying this video, a subscription would be lovely too, as we are on the way to 200,000 followers or subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you very much in advance. Did I say 200,000 or 2,000? Just leave it. Now let's talk about the phone's battery life, which is key over here, because firstly, it comes with a 5000 milliamps of battery, and as seen in the unboxing, it comes with an 80-watt charger, so it's a given that this phone can charge up to 80 watts. So yes, with this 80-watt of flash charging capabilities, it's got the fastest charging compared to other brands within the same price range. So based on that, I can get the phone charged from 0 to 80% in about 28 minutes, and based on my daily test, I managed to get a whopping 8 hours and 48 minutes of screen on time from 100% to 19% of battery, and that was very impressive indeed. Now, it's also got total hours from the last charge of 1 day and 10 hours and 38 minutes. So that is definitely better than a lot of phones within this price range once again, especially for something like the Honor X9C, which comes within the similar price as well. But another great thing that the phone really has from a battery perspective is the overnight charging protection with up to 24-dimension security protection. So if you are the kind of person who leaves your phone charging overnight, which most of us tends to do, and even with this fast charging capabilities, you are all covered. But what is extra sweet once again is the fact that Vivo provides one free battery replacement for all of the Vivo V40 Lite users within 4 years if the battery health of the phone drops below 80%. So that for me beats any smartphone within this price range, as mentioned many times in this video. So yes, it's nice that Vivo is taking battery really seriously compared to many other smartphone brands. So yes, basically Vivo just said, don't worry, just chill for the next 4 years. They've got you. But the phone does not come with wireless charging capabilities, which is indeed understandable for a light version of a phone. Now, if you want a recap of everything mentioned in this video on a written format, we do have one at our website at www.adamlobo.tv, where we also do have daily tech news over there too. Links to that will be down below. So gaming on this Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 chipset with 8GB of RAM with 256GB of storage was solid. And what's lovely is that you can expand the storage up to 1TB. So yes, that is also another feature which is almost unheard of in year 2024. Now, I did test out COD Mobile, and while it does maxes out at very high settings with 60 FPS, the gameplay was smooth with minimal frame drops. The phone also has Game Assistant to block out notification and boost performance, but heavier games like Genshin Impact is definitely not ideal because it's not a gaming powerhouse, so this is more for casual gamers. But if you're looking for a more gaming-centric phone, then you might want to consider the other alternatives in Vivo's lineup. Now, at just 1,199 ringgit, which is about 268 USD, this Vivo V40 Lite is an absolute steal with its premium design, vibrant display, solid cameras, and reliable performance. But if you're on a budget and still want some flagship level features, this is a no-brainer. But if you want to check out the flagship Vivo V40, check that video out over here.